So, video of tract 21 at Cave Hollow. It's a little over 5.5 acres. Beautiful property. We're on the south side. This was a video that we kind of, it was very lengthy, and we do have the full version on the website, but we took this one, we sped it up, we kind of chopped out the parts where we're just walking through trees and whatnot, and we've left the parts where we keep finding more and more of the creek. And so here's one of the spots where we walked beyond the meadow and found the creek, and it was actually running right there, which was pretty cool. All kinds of fossils and interesting rocks and whatnot in that creek bed. And then as the day went on, we proceeded to find several other channels of the creek as well. So in a minute here, I believe, well, okay, we walk up the creek, this first channel of the creek, and then we find another channel and another channel after we keep walking through the woods. And then finally, once we have crossed over the multiple creek beds, we kind of start climbing the hill, and we're up in the natural glade area on the property, which is really cool as well. I'm not sure that's in this video, but definitely we're showing some of the live water on the property. Whoop. That's a pretty spot right there. That was an enormous sycamore root that was basically thriving in the creek bed and had been for years, it looked like. The guys have found quite a few arrowheads now out at Cave Hollow. And here's another spot. And this was, I believe, a couple 100 feet from the first one. So this was, I'm not going to say a second creek, because they do basically run together and split apart, and that's just the nature of this particular creek. But the other one you saw had a gravel bottom, and this one has kind of a larger rock and sand bottom. And then we come across one later on that has a flat rock bottom, and this is all on this track 21. It's pretty amazing. So here's another little creek bed, kind of a miniature rapids right there. So there's some larger rocks. It is so cool to have a natural creek bed on your property. If for no other reason than you've got all that beautiful rock and gravel and fossils and just really, really cool rocks. A lot of people use those for landscaping. Even here in the Ozarks, people use natural Ozark rock in the very expensive houses. They'll buy it basically by the ton, I imagine. And that was when we started walking up the hillside. We saw water seeping out, and then we saw a couple of these really cool little kind of crystal rocks right there. So we zoomed in on that. That little creek is, like many of the creeks in the Ozarks, it's spring fed, and that happened to be kind of a, not really what they would call a spring, but what they would call a seep, or we've always called it a seep, where it's seeping out from the hillside. We only explored a small fraction of the property, so there could have been a live spring. We didn't find one when we were out there, but that doesn't mean there wasn't one. And that's within one of the glade areas on the property. So InstantAcres.com, complete instant owner financing on everything we sell on our website. If that property is available, that track 21 at Cave Hollow, then you can see it on the website. Low down payments, no credit check, just straightforward owner financing, seller financing, whatever you want to call it. InstantAcres.com, we'd love to hear from you.